Hey friends, Pastor Dwayne from Cathedral of the Rockies. We're working on some core practices. What are those things Jesus did that allowed him to eliminate hurry from his life? And as we start today, our practice is slowing. It may seem like an odd practice because if you go through a list of normal spiritual practices, spiritual disciplines, slowing's not normally there. But the author of this book, John Mark Comer, the pastor, says, what if we worked on intentionally slowing down our lives? As we start today, as we think about this practice, let me remind you of kind of this core text from Matthew chapter 11 and verse 28. This is the NIV. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you. Learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your soul. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. The purpose of these practices is to remind us, what does it mean to take on Jesus' light burden, light yoke? He never says we'll have an easy life, but he says we'll have an easy way. In other words, God will be with us. And so for the last couple of weeks, we've worked on 4 practices. We started with silence and solitude. We moved on to Sabbath. Last week we picked up simplicity, and this week, slowing. So here's some things to think about when you say, how do I practice slowing? These are all practical things. You'll have to choose which one you want to do. One is, when you see the speed limit sign that says 30 miles an hour, what's your mind say? Does your mind go, that means 35? Does your mind say that means 40? Or do you literally go 30? In the practice of slowing, what if we actually went the speed limit? Sounds, for some of us, you go, I already do that. For others of us, that's radical. That's a change. What if in your practice of slowing, when you're in the grocery store, instead of going, which line is going faster, you intentionally put yourself in the slowest, longest lane? What? The purpose is to remind you, to remind ourselves, to remind our soul that there's more to life, to not be in a hurry. It's really retraining ourselves to take time. I have one of those electric toothbrushes. It's got a timer on it, right? It's 3 minutes, you're brushing your teeth. It's amazing to me how long 3 minutes is when I'm brushing my teeth. I want to shut it off early because it feels like surely 3 minutes has passed. But in part of my practice of slowing is to let the toothbrush tell me when 3 minutes is up. Slowing. You might think about Jesus' life. Is there any moment where Jesus seems to be in a rush? Is there any, hey, Jesus, your friend Lazarus is dying. Jesus doesn't rush. Hey, this person needs a healing touch. Jesus sometimes is stopped on the way to heal someone else with another interruption. And there's something that happens. Could it be when we're not willing to slow, we miss the possibilities of God moving through us and around us? What are some of the things you could do this week to slow yourself down? One is literally put your phone to bed. Just like we put the kids to bed, there might be a season where you go, I need to put my phone to bed at the same time. 8:30, I'm putting it on silent, no vibrating. I'm not going to look at it until morning after I've had some time to say hello to God, maybe a cup of coffee, and start my day. What does slowing look like for you? Pick a practice and take a step toward Jesus today.